Hello and welcome to a special program from Arun Jaitley Stadium right in Delhi with two of the most important people who've been on our panel for a long, long time since the beginning of our World Cup campaign on NewsX. Well, we have Tasmeen Granger, who's been playing cricket for 15 years for Zimbabwe. She understands the game or two, but more importantly, we have the coach himself and the director of this stadium, Mr. Rajkumar Sharma. So, welcome to the show. And straight, what is the latest score for our match today?
So currently Sri Lanka are now sitting on 278. They've just lost another wicket, so they're down for 9. It's 2 wickets in the past 6 balls right now. They've got 1 over just left to go as well.
Well, 1 over. This is like we are right at the end of it, and this is what the program does: gives you an in-depth, real-time analysis of the show. So, this match will be known for one dismissal, and that is the timeout. Now, please explain our fans what exactly it means, what exactly it implies on the batting.
Sunil, the rule says that the batsman should be ready to face it is the same way that like a bowler when he comes in that restricted area, you warn them and you tell them that you should be away from that. No, normally it is like that, or if some batter is running on the wicket and he's warned that next time if you run you will be fined 5 runs. It is that sort of thing, but here I think the umpires were too harsh to give him out, and it was not the sportsman spirit also. I think they should have handled it better because the rules though say lot.
Would you do the same? Tell me.
I'm with Mr. Rajkumar Sharma on this. At the end of the day, even though the bowling team did appeal, there's certain things you take into consideration. The fact of, do you want him to take his helmet off and bat without it as well? These are the dead period of overs. You do have seam bowlers coming on. Even that the spin bowler bowling, do you want him to go down and stick the ball without a helmet? So I think these are things to take into consideration as well, because at the end of the day, there is reserve time at the end of the 50 overs. They do have a reserve period of time, especially if they're behind on overhead, or for special circumstances, injuries, or whatever it may be. So I'm with Mr. Rajkumar Sharma on this one. Maybe a bit of a hard decision from the umpires.
Well, it is a hard decision or it is not. Again, that's a debate for tomorrow's newspaper. But what is the score saying? And then we'll go on to Mr. Rajkumar Sharma about the pitch that he's laid out. And a quick word of appreciation for the team that has worked tirelessly to make this wonderful event.
Yeah, definitely. So Sri Lanka is actually just 279 all out. I just gave you a report about 5-6 balls ago. So in the past 7 balls now, call it 9 balls, they've actually lost 3 wickets in quick succession for just 2 runs added onto the board. So yeah, Bangladesh coming in looking to chase 280 to win this game.
So 280. You said in the morning this is going to be one of the best pitches India has ever seen. You still think that this is a good enough total for them to chase?
I think it is chaseable now, since I was expecting more than 300 runs on this wicket, so I still feel that Sri Lanka is 20 runs short. But looking at Sri Lanka's bowling, I think they can still win it from here. I believe it is still in favor of Sri Lanka because Bangladesh has not been batting so well in this tournament, and Sri Lanka has got a good bowling side. But if you talk about the wicket, I think it is a good wicket to bat, and if a partnership comes in for Bangladesh, they can do it easily.
So, at the end of this, as the director of this ground, this wonderful iconic stadium, what are the things that you had to battle in the last 48 hours? Pollution, ground staff, irate calls for VIP passes, what all you had to deal with?
You said it all, Sunil. This is what happens, because we have got a very less capacity. We have got just 35, 3800 thousand capacity, and being the capital, you can very well understand that people want to see the match. And being the last match of the World Cup here, everybody was keen that we should have an experience of the World Cup. So we had to face a lot of issues for tickets. It is always happens in Delhi. And there were real concern about the pollution as well, because
we want to talk a little bit about the pollution, because our channel has been talking a little much about the way things have happened. Tasmin has been unwell for past 7 days. She's been coughing, and there has been a certain sense of concern. How do you deal with that? What are the precautions that?
It is unfortunate, and it is not fair on the part for the players. And I think somebody should be accountable for this. Every year, Sunil, this happens, and every time we complain that this thing happens in Delhi, and every time the state government says something, and I mean, this is not acceptable. Every time people have to suffer. You look at the old people and the children. I feel pity for children. They are not able to come out of their house. They are not allowed to go to the ground. And we have closed the academies so that what else you can do? But there is, there are no help from the government side. I mean, this is not fair. I think there should be people who should be accountable for all this. It is not such a big problem that it can't be treated, and I think government should do something about it.
Well, government is definitely doing or should do something about it. That's a difficult discussion for another day. But the very important part, in the last 48 hours, 2 things happened. Apart from the pollution, the favorite ward scored and leveled, and he's got the childhood memories here. What is the under 15 memory that you have here that you want to share with, especially the selection part?
Before under 15, I would say I have got a memory that when he came here for under 14, he was not selected, Sunil, and he was crying. He was crying with tears, here on this particular field. And but he took it as a challenge, and next year he was selected for under 15. And you know what he did?
Yes.
He scored 2 double hundreds for Delhi, and he never looked back.
This is the same ground that we discussed, and we are watching the match in.
That is there. This is our home ground for Delhi.
So this is a quick anecdote about the Arun Jaitley Stadium, which was earlier called as Firozshah Kotla. Virat Kohli actually was not selected for the under 14. He goes back, and then what happens? He comes here after the next year and scores 2 centuries. So at this
2 double centuries.
2 double centuries. I stand corrected. That's for Virat. Sorry about the statistician who, bookly goof up. But this is the time we want to know. Would you want to name the selectors who did not select him? I know they are your friends. Let's bite the bullet.
And let it be like that only. And maybe they were not at fault. Maybe they would have found a better player than him. But talking about his character, that is what I want to tell. That he took it as a challenge. That next time when I come, I'll be more. I'll work hard and will come better, so that nobody can, don't take me in the team, and I will prove that what medal I have.
Do you still meet those selectors? They are your friends.
Yeah, they are all my friends, and they're cricketers. Sometimes mistakes happen, but it is at that short stage. Sometimes you feel that this is better, this guy is better, or this. So this can happen with anybody.
Well, this is what we are talking about. Virat Kohli's under 14 selection, which he wasn't selected for, comes back next year, scores 2 centuries. This is the same kind of situation with Sachin Tendulkar faced in 1989 when he was not selected for the West Indies tour, and he kept crying. So there are similarities between him and Sachin. But again, coming to you, are you excited watching the World Cup in perhaps one of the biggest, the most loved, cherished, and the historic stadium in the world today?
Oh yes, definitely. It's good to finally get a chance to come out here. I was here in the stadium earlier before the Kenny Games came to Delhi, and just walking around the stadium as a player, it's one of those euphoric feelings that you feel like you're not ready to do anything, to step away from the game or do anything, as you play in a stadium at full capacity of this size. Not to mention that this isn't one of the biggest stadiums, but I believe this is one of the stadiums in India that the atmosphere is always great, regardless of what people play.
What about the fans? And Willett, you've been playing cricket for 15 years at the international level. You've got a 13-month-old baby who's growing up at the same time. Do you think you want to just push your retirement a little far till the time you play here?
Definitely. I've been saying this to you over the course of time that I'm here. I still believe I got some good time left in my boots. And I definitely believe I will bring my team here at some point in time to play on this ground, probably against India, if not in the next World Cup that's hosted by India for the women.
Absolutely. This is for the Women's World Cup. We'll bring our focus back onto the game today. Sir, how is the pitch going to behave after the floodlights are on? The dew is definitely on. Will it slow? Will it grip? Will it take bounce, purchase? What, sir?
No, I think with a little bit of dew, it has not started as yet, Sunil. So when it starts, then dew will come. I think it is going to help the batsman because the ball will skid and it will come onto the bat. So it would be easier for the batsman to bat and would be difficult if it really there is a lot of dew. Then it would be difficult for Sri Lankan spinners, especially, to grip the ball and to bowl in good areas. And even for the fast bowlers, if it gets wet. So once it gets wet, it stops swinging. So that can be a problem. But initially, if it doesn't have a lot of dew, it will move also because under the light, white ball really moves.
A little humorous, cheeky question on the Pakistani player who said, "There's a chip. Do you think the chip will be destroyed in this dew?"
That was ridiculous, and hilarious. I must say that whosoever said this, I've told this thing to so many people, and everybody was laughing at what they can, up to what extent they can think of against India. So just so like
Okay, coming back, if the ball is wet, outfield is little wet, and dew is there, you have a front image of a fast bowler coming in. What is the advice? What is the length that he should be bowling, considering there is atmosphere? Forget the dew part, the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder to bowl entirely full on normal good length under these conditions. Like Mr. Rajkumar has mentioned, that the ball will skid on. So bowlers will probably want to bowl just slightly between back of a length and in the middle, somewhere between full. Give the batsman the option to think, should I go forward or should I wait back and hang on and play for it? And I think that's where it becomes more effective. If they're moving the ball as well and they're hitting the right lines, not to mention the length, ideal length somewhere just in front of back of a length, I think it definitely becomes tricky to negotiate how fast it's coming to you off the pitch as well.
Well, one quick question on the batting lineup. Who do you think will stand out while chasing the score?
Yeah, I think Linton Das definitely has to come to the party today. We know Shakib is back in the squad after a small moment of absence. He back up to his fourth position on the batting lineup. I think he's been under too much pressure batting at 6 as well. Coming in and just expecting him to tee off when he is the guy that does take time to get started and accumulate his runs. So I think those could be standouts for me, but I'm not going to leave out my favorite. Mohamed Dullah, for me, is just that guy that comes in and does not care about what's going on at any given time.
So, it's an inconsequential match for the standing because it doesn't help. But just to be in the top 8 means a lot for the ICC associate members and the junior teams like this.
Definitely. I mean, apart from being there, it is a matter of pride also.
Yes.
It is a World Cup game and nobody can take it lightly. So, and all important that you have to remain in top 8, otherwise you have to play qualifiers. So, looking at that situation, this is a very important game, and both the team knows. And with this incident, I think it would be good game, good tussle in between.
We cannot let go of you without talking about the Indian team. There's a huge layoff time. There's a good cooling off period for the Indian team. What do you think will happen here at what will be going in the minds of the players right now?
Well, they would be liking to relax now, and because a lot of hype has been made about the Indian team, and so it's time that they should keep their calm, and it is important that they remain grounded and don't think too much about the finals. It is finals before the finals, so they should go with one game at one time.
Well, absolutely. Who's your favorite right now?
I'm going to go with Sri Lanka on this one based on the stats and current form.
So, your favorite?
I think so. Sri Lanka should win with the wicket. I think, but it is 60-40. It's not much of a difference. I mean, even Bangladesh can pull it off.
Well, you have a divided house here between the Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, which is fair. Well, we are reporting live from the Arun Jaitley Stadium, the stadium which saw the anecdotal stuff of Virat Kohli, how and why he was not selected for the under-14. When he comes back, These are all stories you'll find here straight live on the special edition of the World Cup. Me, Neelesh Kalra signing off and thanking my guest, Jasmine Granger, the international women's cricketer from Zimbabwe, and Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, the Dronacharya awardee and the guru of Virat Kohli.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.